Today is Wednesday, November 27th, and this is your forecast for the central United States. And let me be one of the first to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. This forecast, of course, with Thanksgiving falling tomorrow, will cover the rest of the week. No weather update on Friday. But let's get right to it and look at the national map, because the day before Thanksgiving is notoriously a very busy travel day, if not the busiest travel day of the entire year. So we kind of look at the airports and see what the weather is doing in the big airports in particular. And Denver, one of the biggest airports in our country, is going to be experiencing a winter storm. So any flights connecting through Denver are going to see some issues, I think, today. We have some light snow falling across the Midwest and the mid-Mississippi Valley, so maybe a little bit of an impact there. Most of this stays out of Chicago, so that's good news for anyone connecting that way. And then just some light rain showers extending down through the lower Ohio Valley and down into the lower Mississippi. All right, let's take a look at our forecast as we start things off in the Midwest. 43 today in Grand Rapids, 44 in Detroit, 46 in Cleveland. We got 40s for Chicago, Des Moines, and only 30 for a high in Minneapolis as that cold air is set to pour in over the next couple of days. Be ready for it. Make sure you got that winter gear ready to go. 47 today with some showers in Cincinnati, near 50 in Louisville with some showers. Showers also in St. Louis with a high near 50, closer to 60, and a bit drier for Nashville over to Memphis. So I mentioned that cold air that's about to pour in across the entire Midwest. And look at this, 42 in Detroit tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but only 36 on Friday, and just barely peaking around the freezing mark starting this weekend into early next week. It's really going to feel like winter. And in Chicago, our forecast models are showing highs in the upper 20s. So you bet you there's going to be some lake effect. Most of that's going to be off a westerly flow, so count on lake effect snow across portions of Michigan, and of course getting up into the UP of Michigan and into northern parts of Minnesota as well. Down in the southeast, we're looking at highs mostly in the 60s, a little bit colder there in Washington, D.C., a little bit warmer for you in Savannah. 75 in New Orleans today, 81 in Dallas. We're near 80 down the Florida Peninsula. Actually looks like a really nice day. From Tampa to Orlando down to Fort Lauderdale. Lots of sunshine today. 68 tomorrow in Charlotte as the warm air starts to push north, so going to be a pretty mild Thanksgiving. And then the cold front comes through and we're down into the 40s as winter really begins to feel its full effect here in the southeast. Fort Lauderdale, we're comfortable this morning. It's going to be just a beautiful afternoon as we peak around 80 degrees, and should be a nice evening for you. Feeling a little cool, I think, shortly after sunset with temperatures falling back into the low 70s. Looks like low 80s for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Again, low 80s on Friday. And eventually that cool down does make its way all the way down to southern Florida. I should give you a heads up. If you live in the central and northern part of Florida, we actually could see freezing temperatures at night going into the start of next week. So a little heads up on that as well. That is your Wednesday morning weather update. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Personally, I am so thankful for having you watch this weather and support what I really love to do, telling a weather story. So thank you for that. And remember that as long as you want there to be, there will always be a 100% chance of good things.